Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be what the narcissist can't hide any longer. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist, yes, that person you're considering, what they can't hide any longer is first, who they are. You've figured it out. You've deduced who they are. You cracked the code, and now you know that that person not only doesn't care about you or anybody, the only person they care about is themselves. And having said that, what the narcissist can't hide any longer, it's not only that mask, but it's that they were lying, cheating, stealing, hiding in the shadows, trying to divide you and anything that mattered to you, trying to blow up your relationships, trying to take your money, steal your time, take your energy, take your purpose, take your hobbies, your hopes, dreams, aspirations, and goals, and so much more. But they can't hide that any longer. You see, you're one of the fortunate ones. You're one of the people who figured this out against all odds. You were one of the people who went to work, cracked the code, and said, oh my gosh, that's what this person was. Now, the person you're considering, they could be your parent, they could be a romantic relationship, could be a teacher from 10 years ago, could be your next door neighbor, could be your friend who you just realized that they never are there to pick you up, and they're never there on time, and they always ask you to pay for the bill, and they always ask you to loan them money, although they never pay you back, and they act like it never happened. You see, more and more people on the planet are becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and you are one of those people. The collective consciousness of this planet is growing, it's evolving, it's changing. Before the internet, before the smartphone, the narcissist had an insurmountable advantage over humanity. And you may say, well, how is that the case? Well, I've shared this in hundreds of videos. I'll share it again. We weren't as connected as we are now. Back then, we stayed in our local jurisdictions. Back then, we used the yellow pages or the white pages, or we read from encyclopedias or from magazines or outdated newspapers that were printed 12 or 15 hours ago, and we thought it was fresh, hot off the presses. Well, now you can get your information, you can get your knowledge and your wisdom and your confirmation at the click of a button, at your fingertips. That's what your smartphone is. That's what a computer is. Now, everything on the internet is not true. You should know that by now. So you need to consume the content that is serving you and consume the content that aligns with your beliefs or that is teaching you new things. One of the rules of thumb that I taught myself years ago is any content that I consume, and I only consume certain topics these days to educate myself with certain capabilities. I don't look at narcissistic videos, I create them. I haven't watched a narcissistic video in 4+ years, maybe even longer. But having said that, if when I'm watching a video on whatever topic I'm consuming, if after I hit the end of that video, if I feel like I learned something and I felt empowered, or I felt that I just gained some knowledge, that's a good thing. If I feel drained, or I just spun my wheels, or that video took me 20 minutes and I didn't learn anything and my energy zapped and I could have used my time wisely or better off doing something else, well, I'm not going to consume that content any longer. That's how I live my life. How you live your life is up to you. But what I'm sharing is, what the narcissist can't hide any longer is they're hiding all around you. They've infiltrated your neighborhood, your school system, your life, your job, your purpose, your hobbies, all the organizations you were and or are a part of. They're everywhere. Now, by no means am I saying that everybody is the narcissist. Quite the contrary. I'm saying that now you're acquiring the wisdom. You need to use the boundaries that you're implementing. You need to maintain them. You need to take this newfound superpower, which is the wisdom of you being in the narcissistic abusive cycle, coupled with your experiences, and that equals wisdom. You need to apply this to your present day life. Many people continue to stay stuck in the past, blaming themselves, the would-haves, the could-haves, the should-haves. If they only did this, then they could have been in the relationship more. If they didn't do this, then the narcissist would have stuck around longer. Those people, they have a lot of healing to do. Now, if that's you, I'm not trying to trigger you or upset you. I'm sharing. If you are still thinking in the past that you could have done something different, you should have done something different, and you would have done something different, that means you haven't healed, and that means there's work ahead of you. I can say this because, again, I questioned myself for a small period of time years ago on those same 3 questions. Could I have done more? Should I accept? Then I realized, no, I did everything. I went above and beyond the call of duty. I was the best partner known to myself and known to the person I was with, and they knew it, and they took advantage of it. And they weaponized my empathy against me. They gaslit me. They gave me the silent treatment. They triangulated me like nobody had ever triangulated anybody in the history of this planet before. And they're a master manipulator, and they know it. So point being is, what the narcissist can't hide any longer, it's who they are. You see, these people, they infest people's minds, they infest people's energy, they infest people's relationships, and they infest people's souls and their spirits. What you need to do is you need to get these people out of your energy field, out of your mind, out of your veins. That's why you must cut the 4 ties. And those 4 ties are the emotional tie, the financial tie, the physical tie, and the spiritual tie. When those 4 ties are cut, and they will take time to do these things, when they're cut though, then you will elevate and you will ascend and you will feel better than you've ever felt. It won't happen overnight. It will take time. It will take a lot of time. But in your time, you will heal if you utilize the tools that are provided for you with each and every video I create, and from all the beautiful wisdom in the comments from all over the globe. But this is what the narcissist can't hide. They can't hide the truth any longer. They can't hide their disdain for you. They can't hide the mask that they were wearing any longer. They can't hide all the financial abuse that they threw at you. They can't hide money any longer, or the gold or the crypto or the assets. They can't go into a person, perhaps their family member or their aging parent who isn't the narcissist, but maybe they were, and go in there in the safety deposit box, grab the will, change the names on the will, and act like their parent who is passing away, or maybe already has, didn't leave you in the will. You see, these are the things of movies years gone by, that you would watch a movie and you'd say, who in their right mind would do that? I don't understand that. That's a fantastic imagination. Whoever wrote that script. Well, now you know. Any Hollywood movie pales in comparison to your real life experiences and what you've gone through. That is why I've shared in so many videos, you need to not stay stuck in the past. You need to not think that you could have done more, you should have done more, you would have done more. You now did something that very few people will ever do, which is you figured out what narcissism is. Not only did you figure it out, but now you're healing. Whether you know it or not, if you made it this far in the video, you're healing. You're putting yourself back together. You're dusting yourself off by the bootstraps, rising through the ashes like a phoenix, and you are beginning to ascend and elevate. Where you're going eventually will be this place called the mountaintop of indifference, the pinnacle of indifference. That's where I am, and that's where there are so many tens of thousands of people I've helped get there. You either are one of those people, or you are about to be one of those people. If you continue on the path, you continue to go through the darkness, and you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that light will get brighter each and every day, and eventually you'll be through the tunnel, through the darkness, maybe even have experienced the dark night of the soul and so much more. But then you will be in an abundant mindset, and you'll see things clearly, and you'll realize what the narcissist can hide no longer. It's anything from you. Now, did you know who the narcissist was when you're in the relationship? Most likely you didn't. Will you ever really know who they were? No, you won't. You thought you knew who they were, but you will never know who they were, specifically when they weren't with you, because when they weren't with you, you never know where they were. And where they were, even when they were with you physically, that's one thing, but mentally they were probably checked out on one of their 3 smartphones looking for your replacement or looking for supply. You see, when the narcissist gets what I call built-in supply, a built-in supply can be a baby, it can be a child, it can be an adolescent, it can be a partner, it can be a sibling, it can be a roommate, it can be a tenant, it can be anybody who is living in the proximity of the narcissist. Meaning, you may live in one house, maybe the person behind you, maybe the person you're renting from is the narcissist, and they live in the main house, you live in the house behind them. Well, you still are toxically connected to them. You may not have figured it out. Why I'm saying all these things is you need to get out of the proximity of these people, out of the vicinity of them. You need to understand that these people don't change, they only deteriorate over time. But what built-in supply is, it's when a narcissist or a toxic person, they know you are tethered to them for a period of time. Let's use the landlord or the lease for a moment. Well, if you are in a lease agreement with a toxic person who is the narcissist, well, they know that you're locked up with that lease for a month, 2, 3, a year, 5, whatever. If you moved in and you bought the house right next to the toxic person, well, then they now know that you're going nowhere anytime soon. Same thing when you marry these people, or same thing when you become roommates, same thing when you join hobby groups, or the same thing when you go to organizations or religious communities. This is how these people work. They look for the weak, they look for the vulnerable. They prey, P-R-E-Y, upon the naive. They prey upon people believing in something that is toxic, although they didn't know it was toxic at the time. And this is all by design. So what these people can't hide any longer, it's their disdain for people. It's the mask, it's the image, it's the facade, it's the financial abuse. Think about your phone for a moment. What was your phone when you were in the relationship with that person? Well, your phone was not only a computer, but it was a device to communicate with people via text or phone calls or email, probably other ways by this point. But that's not what the narcissists looked at the phone as. They looked at the phone as a remote control. to control you. You didn't realize it back then, but that's exactly what the phone is. That's why when the narcissist has their dirty fangs sunken into you, they use this phone as a weapon. This is why these people will pop up and send you a text or an email at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when they should be sleeping, but they know you're sleeping, or maybe they know that you just came home from an event, or maybe you work the late shift. Why do you think they would contact you so late at night? To stay living in your mind. This is what they want to do. Same thing with an email. Many times the narcissist will drop you an email, and the email will say something like, hey, you left an old smelly shoe at my house. I think you should come pick it up, or vice versa. Well, what would you do? You would pick up the email, or you read the email, and you would say, you know what? I'm not going to do anything with this. I am not going to listen to this email. I'm not going to respond to it. I'm going to do nothing. That's when you've healed. That's when you've figured out who they are. But back then, remember, when the narcissist would ask you to jump, you would say how high. And you left all the avenues of communication open with them, which included physical contact, texting, phone calls, and emails. Now you're not doing any of those things. Now you've gone no contact. You've blocked that person. So what is built-in supply, before I get ready to shift the direction of this video, and sorry about the loud noise? Built-in supply is very simply when someone is going nowhere and the narcissist knows it. Again, another example of built-in supply would be when, let's say that you had a child with the narcissist. Well, now the narcissist knows you're tethered to them for 18 years, or whatever jurisdiction you're in for as many years as that is. This is what the narcissist wants. They need people to feed off of. The narcissist is a parasite. They were looking for a host. That host was you for a period of time. And so this is what the narcissist can hide no longer. They can no longer hide behind the divorce, or the custody, or the assets, or dragging out the divorce, or dragging out the 401k, or dragging out the custody of the children. They can no longer hide behind what they used to hide behind. They can no longer hide behind their looks or their batting of their eyelashes, because these people, every one of them, if they live on the planet long enough, they become whom? That's right, they become the aging narcissist. And the aging narcissist is not a pretty sight to see, and they know that. They know they're deteriorating. Before I close the video, you need to understand something. You are a beautiful, bright, shining light, as am I. The narcissist is a dark energy source, and they know it. They need a catalyst. They need a fuel source. They need an engine to drive them from one point of their life to the next point. And that period of time may have been for a day, a week, a month, a year, 30 years, or more. That's what you were doing. That's why you were putting out all the fires they were starting intentionally. That's why you kept on being so committed to the relationship. That's why you were an open book. That's why you are an empath. That's why you are kind, loving, stable, and healthy. The narcissist is the polar opposite of you, and they know it. What they wanted to do was use everything that you possessed against you and blame you for doing it. This is why no good deed goes unpunished when you're in these relationships, and the narcissist knows that. That's why these people can't hide any longer. That's why we are all becoming more and more awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and that's why we're all getting stronger and stronger. And that's why each and every day more and more people are going no contact, and more people are realizing that they are the priority, that they come first, second, and third, and there's no room in their life for toxicity at the hands of the person that you're considering, or of anybody that perhaps they have met or haven't met even in the future. Because now you have boundaries, and now you understand so many different things about not only what toxicity is, but and empathy, but about how humanity is. Most people will never, ever, A, understand what you know, B, go through what you went through, C, put themselves back together, and D, rise through the ashes like a phoenix. This is what you've done or you're doing. That's why you are a rare breed. That's why you are in rarefied air. That's why you're stronger than you know. And that's why once you see it, you can't unsee it. And you have to get out of the past. You can't predict the future. You need to live in the present moment, in the here and the now. And that's where the abundance takes place. That's where all the growth takes place. That's where the doors of opportunity are presented to you. That's where the doors of possibility are presented to you. And that's where the doors of abundance are kicked wide open for you. But this won't happen if you're tethered with those people. It can't happen because those people will keep you lower and lower in that lower vibrational quagmire state where they exist. And that's where they wanted you. That's why you need to elevate and ascend and get off the radar of these people and go no contact, delete them, remove them, and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? I hope you understand this video. Play it a few times. Understand that if where you are now is where you want to be, that's a great thing. If where you are now is not where you want to be, there's work to be done. If you are one of the people who is still thinking about the past, still staying stuck in the past and replaying things over and over and over again, then you have work to do. That is not anything other than the truth. It's letting you know that yes, I had work to do too, and I did it. And that's why I'm here paying it forward each and every day. You have work to do too if that's where you are on the journey. But this, remember, it's a journey for one, by one, and to benefit one. And that one is you. So you need to understand you can't do anything to change the past. You need to take the lifelong learning lessons from the past, apply them in present day, not predict the future, and heal properly. And understand that what the narcissist can't hide any longer is the truth, and you figured it out. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I'm sorry about the helicopter going over. I didn't know it. That's what happens. I hope whoever's in that helicopter is safe and they're doing well and they're getting the attention they need, because I believe it was a medical helicopter. Having said that, I kept the video going because I was too far into the video to stop it. So that's why I kept it going. But I want to share with you what the narcissist can't hide any longer is themselves. It's the mask. It's the abuse. It's the toxicity. It's the manipulation. And as I shared a moment ago, it's the truth. You figured it out. So believe in yourself. Trust your instincts. Trust your intuition. Know that what you experienced was real. It happened. Don't give the narcissist any more opportunities. Don't believe in their words. Don't believe in the verbal abuse they dished out to you. And understand you are rebuilding. That's what I've done. And that's what I help people do each and every day during one-on-one sessions. And I've done it for years, and I'll continue to do it as long as I'm breathing air on this planet, as long as also along with creating videos. You see, once you get strong and once you see what other people are incapable of seeing because you've been in the narcissistic abusive cycle and you've risen through the ashes and healed properly like I have, then you have a craving, not for the knowledge, but a craving to help people, a yearning to teach people, a yearning to pay it forward. And that's what I've done, and that's what I'm doing. And my hope is if you are strong enough or so inclined to do so, when you're ready, when your cup is full and when you've cut the ties from this person you healed properly, that you do it too in your own way. It could be creating a YouTube channel. It could be by creating a foundation. It can be by buying a big lot of land and setting up seminars or retreats. It can be by writing a book. It can be by helping a neighbor. It can be by picking up a piece of trash on the ground around you. And yes, I do that every single day, and I did it yesterday, and I'll probably do it again today, and throwing it away in the bin to make this place a better place. And that's what I do, and I'm sure that's what you do. But remember, just like the oxygen mask example on an airplane at 30,000 feet or higher, when that oxygen mask drops from above because you hit turbulence, you have to put your mask on first. And it's not a coincidence that an airplane is going by right now. You have to put your mask on first to save yourself. When you save yourself, then you can help your neighbor. That's why you should be focusing on yourself, getting out of the past, not predicting the future, focusing on what you can control, which is control what you can't control, and understand when you are strong enough, you pay it forward. Until then, focus on yourself and maintain your boundaries. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.